There are still people outside. Ushers, can you please help? Dylan, can you please can let people come in? Let's move so that we can get out of here quickly. Okay, Mr. Chairman, should I go ahead? I still see that there are election matters at the back. Should I just go ahead? Okay. The pastor's report is available with the media team and the church administrator. You can get a soft copy and a hard copy if you want to. The year 2020 to date has been both eventful and challenging for the IFC family and the body of Christ due to the advent of the COVID-19 pandemic. We are grateful to God for his provision all through this challenging period. The church was able to acquire the basic equipment needed for live streaming. Our area fellowships continue to work stronger, meeting online weekly. The church also had to embark on the project of reinforcing the church building so as to not put the lives of members in danger. And work is still going on. His work is still ongoing on the building. Thanks be to God for the completion of the first phase of our renovation and reinforcement of the church building, and also successfully reopening for Sunday meetings on the first floor. We also want to thank God that we were able to prayerfully take steps to launch a fundraising drive after due consultations. We thank God for all the souls that were won for Christ, new additions to the church family, those who went home to be with the Lord, those who secured new jobs, moved apartments, and those who got promoted even in the midst of the lockdown. Indeed, our God has been faithful to us. In March 2021, we organized our first ever seminar on in March 2021, we organized our first ever anti-human trafficking training. Also, the first batch of our Shalom House girls, having gone through our rehabilitation and discipleship program, will be graduating soonest. We give him glory for all he has done and keeps doing for us. Church activities from 2020 to date. Children's ministry. The children's ministry continues their regular Sunday service via Zoom. The ministry was able to host a vacation Bible school, VBS, in August for the children, August of 2020. The week-long event ran from the 3rd of August to the 7th. Youth ministry. The youth ministry caters to children between the age bracket of 12 to 19 years. The ministry has 9 teachers, 3 males and 6 females. The youth ministry currently meets online for Bible study using the church weekly produced fellowship outline. Young adults ministry. The young adult ministry currently meets online weekly for Bible study using the church weekly produced fellowship outline. Women's ministry. The women's ministry is one of the ministries that is effectively using technology to reach out to their members. Besides their weekly meetings online, they have been able to organize a couple of events using Zoom application software, series of workshops for women in IFC, prayer and fasting program, weekly online fellowship, and feasting on the word, marriage ministry. In July 2020, the ministry organized a program with the team Building Healthy Families. The program ran for the entire 4 weeks in July and was very, very impactful. The summary is indicated in the table below. I sent this report virtually so that as I was reading it, I was hoping that some of the main points could be projected on the screen. But Bob Dylan and Ben, I don't know what's happening. Yeah. Okay, so some of the summary is indicated in the table below. So Sunday, the 5th of July 2020, the theme was the challenge of building healthy relationship that lead to healthy families. And the speaker was Edofre Kauma. And then on the 12th, God's vision for marriage. The speaker was Brother Seso Nati. And Sunday, the 12th of July, we had a webinar titled Managing Stress. And the speaker was Sis Miriam Kauma. On Friday, the 17th, we had the topic was dealing with unpredictable situations in the family. And then on the 17th, the topic was being and finding the right one. That was the speakers were Brother Morris and Sister Buki Garba. And then on the 19th, we have Raising a God-fearing generation, the challenge of godly offspring in the present times. The speaker was Pastor Gabe Sira. Okay, on the 17th, on the 17th Friday, 17th of July 2020, the topic was being and finding the right one, and the speaker was Dominic Atulagbe. And on the 22nd of July, the topic that was spoken on was young adults and challenges of preparing for marriage. And the speakers were Morris and Buki Gagba. On Sunday, the 26th, if we had this on the screen, I wouldn't have had to go through everything. So on the 26th, we had another webinar, Fidelity in Marriage, and the speaker was Sis Miriam Kauma. Wednesday, the 29th, we had we started our 3 days of fast and prayer, and we discussed building a healthy family, Buki Gaba. And Thursday, the 30th, the fast and prayer continued, building a healthy family, Sister Flavia Chanda. And on the 31st, the last day of the fast and prayer, we discussed the topic, building a healthy family. And then that was concluded, and that was Brother David Okoli. Social committee. The primary responsibility of this committee is to help with the decoration and catering services in the church. They have been very effective doing this lockdown in ensuring that the stage is looking good for our online service. The prayer ministry has been very effective during this lockdown, meeting virtually and consistently lifting the Lord and the members to God in prayer. Music ministry. The music ministry has been consistent in ministering to God's people, physically and virtually. They never took a break. From the beginning of the lockdown up to today, they have continued. Mission committee. There was no program recorded. Men's ministry. The men's ministry were able to accomplish the following: organize a webinar on preparing for retirement, and then area fellowship. All the fellowship meetings have been virtual, and we are grateful to God that members have been responsive and consistent. Below are the functional IFC self-fellowship with basic information. Vivera Alabra, they meet every Tuesday, 6 to 7 p.m., and meeting in this location has been regular. Vivera Alabra's cell can sit a maximum of 16 people. Average weekly attendance ranges between 8 to 10 persons. Côte, they meet every Friday, 7 to 8 p.m., and the meeting has been regular. This venue's capacity is 12. The average weekly attendance is 6 to 8 persons. Le Père des Plateaux, they meet regularly on Tuesday from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. with the average weekly attendance of 5. The venue's capacity is 10. Sinakasi Day, they meet every Tuesday, 7 to 8 p.m. The meetings have been regular with the average attendance of 5 to 8 persons weekly. The venue capacity is 14 persons. Whittiam Tranche meets every Thursday at 7 p.m. During this lockdown, area fellowship have been using Zoom software to host weekly fellowship. Benevolent Committee. The Benevolent Committee has been very responsive. The committee continues to buy medication and pay bills of hospitalized members who cannot afford it. It continues to provide emergency food items for needy members of our church. The committee was also able to identify the members who lost their family members and loved ones. Finance Committee. The Finance Committee has been working very hard and will keep working hard to ensure detailed and comprehensive documentation and accounting of all church funds. Media Ministry. On the 29th of August 2020, the media concept workshop was held in the auditorium of the International Fellowship of Christians right here. The media team continues to ensure timely transcription of Sunday service sermons for onward circulation to members via our social media forums. Outreach Ministry. The Outreach Ministry meets virtually for prayer and sharing God's word on the first and third Friday of the month. It has recently had 2 physical outreaches to the brothels of Ajami and the Plateau. And this happened last week. Last Sunday, there was an outreach at night in the brothel of Ajami, and I was a part of that. And then yesterday, there was another outreach in the Plateau, in the slum behind Osokosi. So just want to thank all of you who were able to be a part of that. Ushers Ministry. The ushers continue to faithfully serve the church, even in the midst of the COVID-19 pandemic. I just want to say thank you to the ushers ministry. We were here with the music ministry and the media ministry, holding on to the fort until the other ministries resume their activities. Guest preachers. Last year we had, between last year and now, we have had 3. We had Dr. Solomon Andrea from Madagascar, and then we have Pastor Catherine Adigba, who was our Thanksgiving preacher, and recently we had Reverend Herman Davis from Freetown, Sierra Leone. as an international church, we are always hoping to receiving God's servants from different parts of the world. And we thank God for this. Midweek Bible study. Lastly, the pastor and elders will be making a decision about either resuming a physical service or commence a virtual midweek service. So this is the pastor's report from 2020 till now. God bless you. Let me turn my off.
Good afternoon, church. This is just, I'm going to present the financial reports for, we did not meet last year in 2020, so we'll have the financial reports. When they come up, you'll see the statement of income and expenditure for 2019 and 2020. So as we can see, I mean, I will just go through them. If there, I'll go through 2019. As you can see, the church did not meet for us to approve the budget for 2020, but we have the figures. So when I'm talking about 2020, I'll go through the figures for 2020. For 2019, as we can see, we had the income was 83,694,000. The net income, the total income 92,692, and then 10% went to missions and fund contribution, and then to benevolence. So we have net income of 83,694,765, and our expenditure, total expenditure for 2019, 77,037,016, and we had a slight surplus of 6,657,746. That's the statement of income and expenditure for 2019. Could we just wait? Keep it there. And then, so now I'll move to 2020. 2020. We could not. We could not meet 2020 for the reason of the virus that came upon us. As we see, the income for 2020 is 76,951,218. Expenditure is 98,983,319. The budgeted amount for 2020, although the budget did not come because we did not meet, but there was a budget that was set and it was not approved. But I'll give you the figures anyway. The budgeted amount for 2020 for our income was 83,494,800, and the expenditure we had budgeted 100,945,951. Now I'm giving you these figures because there's a difference. We were expecting a deficit in 2020 of 6,583,583 because due to the building works that had started. We have started in 2019, and the whole of 2020, it just, skyrocketed. I mean, you were all present here to see the work that was done. We had budgeted for these repairs 15 million, but we went way over that. As you can see from the report for 2020, the admin expenses, those are salaries and allowances to staff, is 84 million. And then we have the capital fund expenses. That is it's higher, significantly higher than 2019, because the funds were spent on improving the media, our media, the system for the media. As you can see now, we can go online, we can go live, so that money was spent on the media, for media. Now, if we go further, yeah. The capital expenditure, that's for the media. I'm looking for where we spent a lot of money on the on the repairs in the church. Yeah, the admin expenses for 2020. The breakdown is salaries 35 million, 35 plus million, utilities 3 million, services 8 million, repairs and maintenance, that the work that was done in the church, 29,853,540. Now we had budgeted 15 million. As you can see from, in 2019, we had spent already 17,886,386 on the repairs on the church alone. And for 2020, it's 29,853,540. So most of the expenses that we have, the biggest chunk was for the repairs that were done on the church, the problems that we had on the structure of the church. For 2020, there's not much. The rest of it is, falls in line with the expenses that we're expecting. The ministries did not do much because we could not meet physically. We spent money on the music ministry, 175,000. Men's ministry, they took out 150,000. The youth ministry, 250,000. The area fellowship, we did not spend anything. So the savings that we had, on the ministries, most of it was spent on, on the building repairs that needed to be done. And also, fortunately for us, we had reserves that had come in, so most of the reserves were used up in meeting the expenses for the repairs to the church. These reports will be posted. Can we go back, please? These reports will be posted on the, yeah. No, go back. Back. Yeah, back. Okay. This this report here is just to show the church income trend. We see we see the in 2016 what the income was, and then you see where we have had a significant fall in the income, as you can see for 2020. So we have to really work on our giving. The expenditure trends also. Even we had we see them for 2016, The expenditure was up because that was the year that we did the building of the church. And since then, the expenditure went down, but then 2020 went up again due to the repairs that we've been doing in the church. Next. These are the balances as at, we are still working on getting the exact figure, but this is just to give you an idea of what we have at the moment, the funds that the church has at the moment. As at now, the church funds, we have 11 million in cash, and 2019 it was 33 million. Obviously, we can see the change, the difference is due to the money that was used for the repairs in the church. The ministry funds, not much was used for the ministry funds because the ministries did not get to do a lot during 2020. There's not a lot of difference there. And yeah, the amount that we have in the US is still 1,562,845. That hasn't changed from 2019 to 2020. The next one, please. The benevolent fund. Benevolent fund, as we can see, 2019 we had a deficit of 451. So you people have been the church as a church, we have been very, generous in giving. 2020 we even got better. Now we have a surplus. So please continue to give, especially for those who are less fortunate in the church. There's a lot of need in the church. So this is the benevolent fund, what we receive, and the total expenditure and what we have outstanding at the moment. Now, Shalom House. Shalom House started last year. Next, please. Shalom House started last year, I think it was in March or April. And the income, if there's anybody who wants to know, have the details of the money that came in for church, please contact me and we'll have that, because it's a long list of what people have been given. It was too long to put it there. But these are the expenses that we had, medical expenses, the rents, what the church actually paid from what we received from people here in the church, and also what the church contributed. Transport, the training and skilling of the girls, allowances, other expenses, food stuff, utilities. So we have a deficit of 1,133,734 for Shalom House. We want to encourage you, please, to continue giving, because this is, the Shalom House is the ministry that, is what the church is all about. Saving souls and bringing people to Christ. And as a church, this is just the example of what we are supposed to be doing. So we encourage you, please, to continue. We know we are always, telling people to give, but, you are giving to a worthy cause. Now we go to the budget for 2021. The main objective of the budget for 2021 is to complete the building repairs. The income level will be more or less, what it was for 2020. And if we manage the costs well, then we'll be able to meet our target. We are going to be launching a fundraising drive to meet these costs and these expenses. So we see here for 2020. There's the change in what we are expecting. For 2020, it was 76,951,218, and for 2021, we are budgeting 83,703,900. Now, most of that, we go to, as you can see, it will be in the admin expenses. In the admin expenses, that will include the repairs that have been done in the church. So we are asking, please, as we do the fundraising drive, for you to give generously, to continue giving generously. The next one. The projected income will be more or less the same as it is as it was in 2020. For midweek, we put 0 there because we are not sure when we are going to start midweek services, in service. So, we haven't budgeted anything. All night, we put 120 with the hope that we'll start soon. And Thanksgiving is more or less what we for last year. For the building, the budget for the building is 12 million. Oh, I was expecting more than that. So I think that's it for the financial report. If you have any questions, I'm here to answer the questions. Any questions that you may have? Any questions from anybody concerning the report? We'll send, once we finalize everything, we'll send it to all the different forums, the women's ministry, the men's ministry, and the church forum. You receive the copies once we finalize everything. Yeah. Before I leave here, I don't want to leave without us as a church. These financial reports, I'm reading them and presenting them to you, but there are 2 people I want to call up who have been really and truly working hard for us to get these reports. In fact, this morning I had to even thank the partner of one of the people that for all the support. Please, Miss Miriam and Moses, please, could you just stand up so that the church will appreciate what you've done? Because without Miriam and Moses, these reports would not have been completed. Miriam worked very hard, even when she was in Uganda the whole of last year. She'll be working on the reports and sending them to me whilst I was in London, and backwards and forwards. And she's worked really, really hard. And Moses also. So we just want to thank them for all the work that they've done. Thank you very much.
Looks like the battery is gone, but it's back, is it? Yeah, you can hear me now. So we thank Sister Catherine for the report she has given on the finances of the church, both in 2019 and 2020. Now, you heard that most of the things, quite a fair bit of funds went into the church reconstruction. And a little bit of funds also went into our operations of Shalom House. The good news about Shalom House is that we have had SIM that is willing and agreed to take over all the expenditure of Shalom House. And so this is a miracle, and we want to give the glory to God. When we deliberate these issues in the council meeting, having to pay rent and provide support, we were believing God that this thing will happen. And surely God showed himself through SIM, and they have agreed that they will take these forward. So God expects us to start the journey, and then he will come, and then based on our faith, he will take it from there. So, as Sister Catherine said, we still expect people to, continue to give. The work is not finished yet, but you have seen what we have done so far, and we believe that we will be able to complete the rest of the work, especially upstairs. We will complete that this year. Our senior pastor also gave his report. I don't need to go through what he said. It was very clear for the different ministries. At this point, I just want to know if there is any question for the finances or to the pastor's report. Then we will read the results of the elections and we go home. So let's just take a few more minutes. If you have any question, if not, we just go through the elections now and we go home. I see the hand of Michael. Please, there's a microphone coming behind you. Please ask your question. And then if there are one or two others, we take all the questions. And then we will read the election results and we go home.
Good morning, Mr. Chairperson, Honorable Pastor, fellow brothers, sisters. During the pastoral reports, the pastor said that new additions were made to the church. That means newcomers have joined the church. When I was here from the year, every year like this, the pastor will present new members who have joined the church during the annual congregational meeting. So I'm just asking that we should continue that habit. You know, during the annual congregational meeting, all the newcomers who have joined the church, we presented them to the congregation, and then they were fully became a member of the IFC. That is what I wanted to.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you for that question. Any other question? Then I believe Pastor will respond to this. If there are no other questions, then we will just move ahead and Pastor will give a response to this, and then we go to the election results. I don't see any more hands, so I would ask our senior pastor to please give the response to the question we've heard.
Thank you, Brother Michael. Your point is noted. We are trusting God to resume with the additional hands that we have just received on the board of elders. We're trusting God to resume our membership classes. You know, before, there were people who were responsible to do membership classes and all of that. So when the people came, they went through the membership classes and they got to know about IFC and what we do. And after that, then they were presented officially to the church. So we want to reintroduce that practice. But, my hands were full. I couldn't do, a lot of things. And besides that, the COVID also interrupted. But we trust in God, that we will resume that. That is also discipleship, classes, baptismal classes. There will be elders who will be, helping with some of these things. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Pastor. Without much ado, we will call on the nominations committee so they can give us the results of the elections, and then we will go home. We have tried as much as possible to, reinvent ourselves with this electronic voting. This is something we have never done before. In every new situation, there are advantages and disadvantages. And I think this is one of the advantages that we have taken because of the COVID pandemic. So I'll call upon them to give us the results, and then we will take it from there. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Council Chair, Brother Sesonate. When I last came here, I had a book and the papers, and all that now is in the dustbin. Okay, because you have done a great job. We have got the results, no disputes, everything is clear, no recounting. As you vote, everything gets counted. So I'll ask the media room to start projecting. You will see the results. Okay, I give you 2 minutes, okay? The results have come out, but I must confess that we have failed in that Brother Madosha's name was not on the ballot paper. And so he has not been subjected to an election. That I take full responsibility. Manually, but some people have left. It would have really been good to have that concluded as well. I looked at the voting paper before and just totally skipped me. I didn't see that Brother Kauma brought it to our attention this morning. We announced his name, but totally skipped that we had not included his name on the ballot paper. I am sorry I have failed on that front. Yes, we will, I think, do a by-election so that we can have that rectified by the church. I'm extremely sorry for that. That said, are we ready now? Okay. Please start projecting the results. What we are going to see is for each position, the percentage, or we can even see the number of votes that have been, we had 126 registered voters, and 90 of those voted. And so the results that we'll be seeing is based on the 90 voters. The technology of sharing screen now, that is that is being a challenge. And I would request that as the results come out, I don't know, Pastor, whether you're going to pray for this week or next week? Next week, okay. So we just know the results this week, and then all the formalities of appointments and praying for the new leadership is going to happen next week. So mine is just to announce and say who has got what. And remember that for the elders, we have the 75% cutoff point. An elder must get 75% or above. For any others, it's 50%. That includes the council chair. The council chair must get 75 and above.
Can we do manual? INEC.
We seem to have a problem. One of the challenges we took upon ourselves was as a nominating committee, and thank you very much for the confidence that you put in us, you had in us to do this work, was to say, look, let us try and be modern, you know. Let us try and get the results as quickly as possible, and let us use technology to get the results. And here we are. But technology is now failing us, not projecting, giving us the results from the computer. It's not showing. Okay, it's coming. Okay, there we go. So, no, what is this showing? Just showing voting codes. No. Okay, so that's Brother David Colley for elder. He got 93%. I can't see very clearly from here. I better get closer. Okay. I need to read this because some people also can't see like me. So I need to help and read it out. Huh? All right. You know, it would have been better. Exactly. It would have been better for people to see so that I read from what people are saying. You know, otherwise they'll tell me, huh? Yeah. Okay, I can have that so that simultaneously. Okay. And I have this one. So are you able to see? Okay, let's go back. Let's go back. Okay, as I indicated, we had the 126, or is it 127 voters? Only 90 voted. And for the elders, we have Brother Colley as the first. He got 93.3%. We give thanks to God. Congratulations, Brother David Colley. Next, we have Brother Justin Mainge. He got 73.3%. Unfortunately, that is less than 75%. Next, Brother Joseph Yao, he got 77.8%. We give praise to God. Okay, next, we have Brother Sesonate. He got 87.8%. Okay, next, we have Brother Robert Baden. He got 94.4%. Okay, so the elders, the confirmed elders, and the pastor will make this announcement. We have Brother Robert Baden, Brother Sesonate, Brother Joseph Yao, and Brother David Colley. Now, we go to the council. We have Sister Emily Nwako. She got 95.6%. Okay. We have Brother Jonathan Agwe. He got 73.3%. That still goes ahead because the cutoff point for the council is 50%. Brother Jerry Ahaji got 66.7%. That still goes through. Sister Catherine Martin got 83.3%. Okay, and Pastor Okoronko got 85.6%. Okay, Sister Catherine, as a council member, got 90%. Brother Lawrence Chi got 82.2%. Now, Sister Catherine Allen, as chair of the council, she got